And now we will proceed to making the inner clutch, this bag that we will put inside, and it will serve as kind of pocket for your bigger one. It has such two magnetic buttons, and I'll show you how to make such upper parts. We will sew the lining inside, but for the time being I don't have a lining. And so, yeah, that's it. It's made according to the same principle. The upper part is made somewhat differently, and I'll show you everything step by step. Here I will show you the principle how we work the bottom, the trimming, the sides, and then these upper parts. So I will tell you all the basic things, yeah, but actually we have already learned all this while we were making the bigger one. Yeah, by the way, the size here is approximately 30 centimeters. The height is 20 centimeters, although the bottom is somewhat smaller, but due to the slightly wider part here, you see that it is slightly bigger. Now, I was using this raffia, so in cord, in polyester cord, it will be even more stretchy, I think. Like this, and let's get started. For the cord version, you will need approximately 3 skeins, 100 meters each, or 300 meters of the cord, although we will see. Now maybe I'll have slightly different size. So, as our piece is going to be stretchy, we have already seen it, that cord is more stretchy than the raffia, I'm going to cast on less stitches. So for the bigger one I cast on 20. Here I'm going to cast on 7. You can adjust it if you want to make it bigger or smaller, it's up to you actually. So I'm not going to say everything really detailed because I have already shown you when we were making the bigger bag. I'm going to cast on 7. 7 and 1 lifting chain. So now I'm going to work upwards. I am going to aim for 25 centimeters, not less than 25 centimeters. So here I continue working with single crochets rather tightly, making the stitches, the bottom of this clutch, and also we'll need just one piece of the bottom because we're going to sew the lining, to sew the canvas, plastic canvas, and then cover it with the lining. So we'll make only one layer of a bottom. And so like this we go on working back and forth as we were working the bottom for the bigger shopper. We are working only one piece here. And the plastic canvas is going to be sewn after you have already made the trimming around. Sew it to this canvas. Just in case, if you don't want to use to make the lining, I mean, then you just can make a double bottom as we've done it in a bigger shopper, and just calculate that you'll need a little bit more of cord. Go on working like this till you reach 25 centimeters. You can make it your size, of course. Then we will make a trimming around. also remind you how we do the trimming. And after the trimming, we will cut a piece of plastic canvas. I'll show you how to sew it to the bottom, and then we'll start making the sides. That's it. So I have made the bottom for this clutch, and so I get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 19 20 21. So that is 42, yeah, 42 rows, which make up 25.5 centimeters, and the width is 5 centimeters plus trimming. So we will measure it after the trimming as well. The trimming is made the following way. We make a lifting chain, and then here into the first stitch we make 2 more. 1, and into the same opening 1 more. And then we make a trimming as we did it for a bigger bag. So between each row we insert the hook and make a single crochet. Here, like this. Make a single crochet, you see? So like this we get a really nice trimming. And then we'll prepare the canvas and sew it in. We have reached the first corner. Don't forget that at the corner here we see somewhat crossed here. Here in the corner we make 3 stitches. That is 1, 2, and 3 to make a nice corner, and then we continue working likewise. All the corners are made like this, 3 stitches into 1. Just the first one is slightly different. We made it differently. Now this knot, if you are starting cast on the same way as I do, you can undo the knot now. Otherwise I don't recommend you. And here also I make 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Here, don't worry if you get such holes, you can cover it when you'll be hiding the free end somehow like this. And then we continue working in the round. Go on working till the beginning where we have started, and then we'll continue. Now we have finished the trimming, we reached this place where we have started. Cut the end and make a full slip stitch to close this round. Find the first one here, grab the working thread and return the free end back where it has started. Now that's it. Now let's measure it. Width is 5.5 centimeters, length is 27 centimeters. And now we need to take a piece of plastic canvas, which will be approximately the same size. I have a little left over. It is slightly narrower. Yeah, it would be better if it was one square bigger here. Yeah, but it will also do. Pay attention that your plastic canvas doesn't have to be bigger than this, yeah? So you need these half loops so that you can make the side. So it's better to have a plastic canvas slightly smaller, but not bigger, yeah? So I'm going to use this leftover because it will be okay, no matter that it's slightly smaller. It will also be okay. For clutch, for inner clutch, it's not that important. So it's not going to have a lot of heavy things inside. So I have already hidden the free ends here. I have glued them on the inside. This is the right side where we see a nice braid, right? And so first we sew the canvas. Don't forget that you don't use these edge stitches, you leave them free so that you can use these edge stitches for the sides. I'm going to sew it really simple, like this. Here you don't need to make anything special, just fix the thread in this one, in this piece. And just make sure that you put it right, center it, and you just make these stitches that come through the openings in the plastic canvas here, and like this you go on working, pierce it through. You see here, you just need to fix it, so it doesn't matter what stitches you make actually. Just make it. Put it here. And so like this you go on working in the round until you have fixed all the canvas. Like this. And then we'll start making the sides. Now, I finished sewing the plastic canvas, have almost done it. I don't make any knots here. Just make several stitches back and forth. So what we get? Such a nice bottom. It's about 6 centimeters, 5.8. 27, yeah, length is 27. 27 and a half to be precise. And so we can start making our base like this. So we work according to the same principle as we did in a shopper, just the first row is going to be slightly different, and now I'll show you how we're going to make them. And we do not use the second strand as a filler, we use just one strand. Okay, let's take our working thread. And so we start not on this side, but I'd recommend you to start on the short side because we are not going to finish the round, we're going to work in spiral so that we minimize this seam on the side, as this one is a short one. we will make the corner stitches, 2 stitches. Then along this row we will make 1 here, 1 and 1, 2 decreases, and in the middle one without a decrease. Now I will tell you everything step by step. So if you have a wider piece, here you can make 3 stitches, make more single stitches so that you have a nice corner. And here we will make 3, 1, 2, 3 stitches, single stitches. So let's start where we insert the hook. We insert the hook into the middle stitch. Here you see the row. If we don't count the corners, then we insert it into the central one. Oh yeah, actually more or less central, the one that is more or less central for you. And also insert it into the back half loop. Then here it is. And we're going to work into such 2 half loops, the upper half loop and the back half loop here. One of the upper and a back half loop. It's easier to hold your crocheting hook like this. I'm going to turn it so that you can see it better. Grab the working thread and make a loop and just then we insert the hook into the next one and the back half loop. So we'll repeat this all the time. Grab the working thread and then without finishing the stitch we insert the hook into the next, so we make a decrease. Grab the working thread. Now you have 3 loops on the hook and you work them together. And then make 1 single crochet, then into the corner we make 2 single crochets. This is the upper and then its back half loop as well. Here, grab the working thread, make a loop and work 2 together. And insert the hook and make a stitch. 2. Then we make 3 single crochets. 1 into the next stitch. 2. Then into the next. The third. And then we will alternate a decrease and a single crochet, a decrease and a single crochet. And so like this, till this point you have 3 single crochet, an increase, and then here I will tell you step by step again. So let's move on. Let's make 1, 2, and all 3 together. That is a decrease and then a single crochet. Don't forget about the back half loops. Then again, and a single crochet. And when you have reached the next corner, I have made a decrease and then I will make single crochet. So if I make a single crochet here, then a decrease here, then the number of stitches till the corner will be only 2. But here for this turn it's better to have more single crochets so that you make a better corner. So now I will just make 2 decreases in a row. So after that one I make 1 more, and the corner I will leave single. So I just don't make decrease at the corner. That's the principle. And this corner work twice. 1 and 2. And then next to the corner I make a single crochet, then a decrease, then a single, and then a decrease, a single, two into the corner, 1, 2, and then 3 single crochets. And thus we are starting the next long side. Then we go on working according to the same principle till the next corner. Then we will finish together, put a marker and start working the sides in spiral. So starting with this corner, also I make 2 decreases, one next to the other. Here. Then I make 3 single crochets. Then at the corner 2 into 1, 1, 2, and a single, and make a decrease. And so now we will have a transition to the next row. We will put a marker here under the first stitch that we have already made. Then we'll count the stitches, how many we have in the round, and then we'll start working the sides together. So I have 77 stitches in the round and start working our main pattern. Insert the hook into the upper, braid, grab the working thread, and then we come back down and to the right, and pay attention that we insert the hook right into the same stitches where the stitch was made, into the same opening where the stitch was made. Make a nice transition here. And then there was a decrease, insert the hook into the next, and here into the stitch closer to it. Actually, that is the same pattern. You already know the pattern. So next is an ordinary one, then there is an increase, and so we make 2 into the corner, and then again the second one, and then go on working according to the pattern. So I will not stop at this. You just repeat all the same as we were making the shopper. And so like this, go on working till the beginning. Now the first round of the side is ready, of sides is ready. So the last piece here where the decrease is, and at once go to the next row. And so we kind of working in spiral, and we go on working this row. To the next one. And so now we will just go on working in the round. Height here is, we'll have to try it on, try it into the bag here. But the idea is that it is high enough so that you can see it in the bag, yeah, because we have such a cut in the shopper so that you can see it into that cut, but just a little bit, and only the part, the upper part should be visible. That is about 5 centimeters. So I recommend you to work slightly less. For example, 15 centimeters. In your case, it may be 16, 17, it's up to you. And then I will try it into the bag and see whether it will be okay. So I have made 18 rows here, and I decided to measure it. So here 15 centimeters, maybe even a little bit less. The width is 29 centimeters, right? And now we will try it into the bag. I had an idea, and I suppose I'll leave this height so that I have enough material for the part where we will have the magnetic button, because there will be quite a big piece added. I'll tell you later about it. So I'll take here. Let's try it into the bag. So now I see that 2 centimeters are not enough, but the height of this upper part is going to be 5 or 6 centimeters, so they're going to be higher anyway. So here for us it's important that we see the inner bag through this opening. So this height will be okay for me. And now we need to, first of all, let me tell you how we're going to work. On both sides, we will leave small openings here without any trimming, and we will make such 2 pieces on both sides. Then we're going to work it back and forth, then we'll fold and put a piece of plastic canvas inside, which will hold them and give them the shape. So we'll sew the magnetic buttons in, and you'll be able to close it. If you want to add any openings, I will show you what are the options. If you like it, you can make add some more accessories. So now I'll show you one more piece which we are going to make, how we cast on, how we give it the shape, and according to the same one you'll make the other side. So here we have first to find the place where we're going to start and finish. So I have reached the marker almost. So here actually perhaps, yeah, you need to count. Maybe you remember how many stitches you have in the round and divide this number in 2. So here we'll have the same number, so that you have the same number of stitches front and back part. and then I'll show you. I have 77 stitches, so I've put it at one of the stitches in the center of this. Like this. And now I need to count 39 stitches here and put one more marker. I start counting with the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39 here. So these are the halves of the bag. Now I see that I do not quite like it visually, so you can shift it one stitch this way or that way, and here this way, so that I still have the same number. Yeah, you see, now they are exactly in the middle. So I recommend you to leave about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 stitches on both sides. These pieces are going to be quite thick, so you will not be able to put it like this really close, because they're going to be like this due to the thickness of these upper parts. So here 5 stitches on the side will be enough. Let's mark them as well, because here we have a central one. We need to move this side and this side, and then yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the central one, 2 here, and the third, and 2 here, and the third. Okay, and again, visually check that it is okay. So more or less the same on both sides. Okay, now we can start making the first part. I'll show you everything so that you can make the second one likewise. You start on one of the sides here next to the marker where we have a marker here, and then we make a lifting chain and turn it this way, and we're going to work back and forth. Insert the hook into the first stitch here, slightly tighter, and without finishing the stitch we insert the hook into the next one. Then grab the working thread, 2 loops on the hook, 3 loops on the hook, and we work them all together. Then insert them into the stitch where we have already made the stitch. See, here make a loop, stop, insert into the next, make a loop again. Again you have 3 loops on the hook and work them together. Then again insert the hook which was into the opening which was worked previously and into the next one. Do not tighten it too much, and this piece doesn't have to be tightened, but you have to make a normal gauge so that its width is the same and thickness is the same, and at the same time you don't have too many openings in it. And so like this we go on working till the end of this row, like this, inserting the hook into the last, and then 3 loops on the hook. Go on working till this marker. Keep the same gauge, try to keep the same gauge, and the last piece here. And we work the stitch here where the marker, we don't work it, we work only till this stitch, but we work a stitch into the last opening here where we already had made one. We just make one more single crochet to make this side stitch, so that the number of stitches is always the same. And let's count the number of stitches here on the upper brace. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33, that's it. We have 33 stitches here. On this side, we have such stitches, and so we continue the same pattern according to the same principle. We find the first horizontal one, this one, and make a loop, but stop, don't finish the stitch, insert the hook into the next one. We have 3 loops, and now we work all these 3 loops together. Again, insert the hook here and into the next one, and then 3 together we work as a stitch in this one, into the next one, and 3 together. So we're working into upper braids like this. And so this way we go on working till the end of the row, and at the end don't forget to make one more additional single crochet. I'll show you transition to the third, and then you will work about 8 centimeters more or less. It can depend on the size of your bigger bag. So when you have reached the end of the second row, now make last stitch here, then make one more additional one. Check that you have same number, 33. I have 33, you may have a slightly different number. And so go on working like this, working each 2 stitches with a single crochet, and then the same one and the next one, 3 together. So, and this way, go on working for about 8 centimeters. You may have a different number. And then I'll tell you how we prepare plastic canvas and sew it into these pieces, which will allow us to make a really nice last stitches are almost ready. So it's important so that you finish this piece for the upper part on the inside, if you're looking at the back like this. So you finish on the left, the hook is on the left here, so that if we turn it this way, then we finish on the right. Then we will fold it like this and sew this upper part. We'll use our working thread and go on working right to left. And so, as you see, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've made 11 rows of this pattern, which is 8 centimeters in height. The width is of this part is about 28 centimeters. So sewing this part we're going to do this way, fold it double towards the inside like this, so that the lower row of these was next to the edge here, next to the transition, like this, you see, because we're going to sew along this edge. And you need to make a piece of plastic canvas. I'm going to use this one. It's only 2.5 centimeters, so that I can easily insert it here. So try it on, make sure that you can fold it like this, because the cord takes a lot of space when you fold it this way. So you may have your own number, of course. In raffia bags, you will have a different number, of course, because raffia is thinner. It is not so thick here. And then, if you see plastic canvas through the openings here, you can take some. I want you to come back in the video when I have shown you how we twist this plastic canvas with your working thread and then insert it inside like this. You can make an additional cover. But I think that for the cord you don't need it. You have to do it for the raffia, and for the cord you just don't need to do this. So I have prepared such a piece, 2.5 centimeters to 26 centimeters. So, and the width is here. And so I do not insert it at once because it will just fall out. I'll make several stitches, and then I will be able to insert it and to work around it. So let's fold it this way. And I will start working above the first row here. Like this, pierce the openings between the first and the second. Insert the hook into the first one here. Grab the working thread, that is the loop that we have left there. Tighten it really, really well. And then we take the next one. And the next stitch here. Grab the working thread and make a loop. The next one, and likewise. Then the next one here, and accordingly there. So that's it. I'll make one more, and then we can insert the plastic canvas. Insert it like this way, so that you can work the stitches so that the plastic canvas is inside. It's really easy. Like this. So this way we go on working till the other side. Here, then I'll show you what we do next and how we make a transition to the other side. And close the sides. Now I have almost reached the end of this side. And so the last stitch is going to be here into the last stitch. And so now we start sewing first this side where we have finished and then the other one. I sew it really simple with slip stitches into the last edge stitches. Here it is important just so that you use one from one side and one from the other side, so that this side seams is really thin and nice and looks neat. So here you can make them absolutely any size. Just find the next place where you can insert the hook, just into the very edge stitches. One on this side, the other on that side, and make slip stitches like this. Make about 5 to 6 stitches. So the last one. Try not to make them too big. Like this. And here let's check. Just pull this one and carefully hide the free end. Like this. To hide it carefully. We can try to make the last one maybe just like this. Yeah, and then hide it. Okay, I cut this. And so here I need to make a full slip stitch. So I just find a place where it will look nice. Find some opening, like let's say here, where I can make a full slip stitch, but have a look. Make sure if the edge is straight, if it looks nice, you don't have any jog there. So it's important because this place is going to be rather visual. So here you need to find the place where you can make a full slip stitch so that you get a nice edge, and then you can hide and sew the free end. Likewise, here everything is the same. Here I need to make a stitch, grab these half loops and sew this end. And likewise here you see I just make several stitches, then cut it and hide the end. Now I have finished the seam, so here I will cut the loop. And so now what we get? The first part is ready. After you have sewn the free ends, you see it is quite thick, about 1 or 1.5 centimeters. Likewise, make this piece here. The second part we start likewise as the first one. Here we have our marks, so we turn it this way and insert the hook into the stitch next after the marker. This. Make a loop. I'll leave the free and I'll hide it later. Make the first loop. And then we continue the pattern. Into the same opening, insert the hook again. Grab the working thread. And then start making double stitches. Into the next one, make a stitch. And then into the next one, make a loop. In the next one, make the third, and now work 3 together. Again, we start into the same one, then to the next one, and work together. And so we go on working till this marker transition of the row will make together a second row, and then you continue working on your own. After you have reached the marker, I've made last and the one before the last with the second stitch, and into the last one. Now we'll make just a single crochet. Here with the marker we don't make a stitch, so make a lifting chain and count the number of stitches. Make sure that you have the same number. I have 34, counting this one, first one, starting with the first we've made. So turn your work and likewise go on working into this direction. Try to keep the same gauge, the same that you used for the previous piece. So that the size is the same. At the end we will make again transition to the next row, and then you can continue working on your own. So here, go on working the same pattern. And now at the end of the second row, here we are. One before the last, 3 together. Don't forget about this last single crochet. Last one. I have 34 stitches, so please check. Make sure that you have the same 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. That's right. And a lifting chain. And so now we need to make 11 rows. In my case, you may have your own number of these rows till the point where you have 8 centimeters. Or you can check and make more or less if you need for your bag. It's also okay. And so go on working like this. You need to try it into the bigger bag so that it fits. So according to the same principle, make this side and then we'll hide the ends and we'll have to add the accessories, the ones that you have chosen. I'm going to add a label here as well, and it will be almost ready. So my clutch is ready. I have made both sides here. I'll take this marker off, don't need it anymore. So I have such little golden accessories which I'm going to attach. If you are sure that you are going to insert them when you have already sewed the lining in, I recommend you to glue them. So Let's try this one. And so now I pierce it like here, for example. Okay, I'll pierce it here. Then we will see. I'll just try it on. I'm not gluing it yet. I just want to try it on and see whether it will be okay. So I see that it would be better if I place it slightly lower. So here you have to find this place where it will look better, just visually. So like this. So give it a try and have a look how it's going to look better. Maybe this way. Yep, you see now, I don't know, looks somehow more like a decor. Yeah, so it has a purpose so that you can attach a chain there, but at the same time it's a piece of a decor. So let's try this. I have one more option which I'm going to try as well. So maybe I'll go with this accessories, maybe I'll go with slightly different ones. We'll see. No, this way. Okay, let's make it this way. So now I just try it and show you how you can make it, what options you have there. So yeah, you have to. And now we will sew magnetic buttons so that I show you as an example on one side so that you can choose. And also pay attention that when you sew the magnetic buttons, I don't recommend you to make it on the sides, closer to the sides. I recommend you to divide it visually into 3 parts. And between the first and the second, yep, like you divide it in 3 parts, and then on the places where you have divided it, you add these magnetic buttons, then it will close, will be closed better. So I just like it when it's closed in the middle. And so I will just have a look here. You can fix it with a pin, yeah, just to make it stay put. Yep. Now the second, you can just visually place it where you like it. That's it. It's really simple. You just fix it like a button under the magnetic button here. So first you fix the thread, yeah, and then just sew it like you would sew a button on. Pierce it through completely and sew it as you usually sew the handles. Try to make teeny tiny stitches on the right side and pierce it with a slight shift to the wrong side. So it's really simple. Make several stitches, then come here, and continue like this. So like this, go on sewing these magnetic buttons. And instead of the knot, I just make several stitches back and forth to fix the thread, and I can cut it. So you don't need especially to make some knots or fix it somehow. It's enough just to make several stitches back and forth. Like this. That's it, like this. Continue sewing all the magnetic buttons on. And of course, then you place it like this and you fix the place where you want to sew it. On the other side, fix it with a sewing pin and then sew it. So magnetic buttons. I will also add a label here. And actually, you'll have to add just lining for this clutch and it will be ready. So this clutch is ready. I just have to add the lining. So like this. Here I have added the label. You can add any decor here, a handmade or something, any label that you like. And let's try this chain on. I don't have a lining yet, but already. So you can hide it inside if you don't use it as a separate, and then put it into the bigger bag, well, like this. Like this. So here visually we see it through this opening and it's okay, just what we were aiming at. And then this clutch serves as a kind of inner bag for this bigger one. So you can put something valuable and you close it and you use a shopper like this together with it. So the width here is 32 centimeters and this part is 29 centimeters and the height is 19 centimeters. So now we will start making raffia clutch, and here we'll have something similar and something different. The bottom's going to be the same pattern, everything is the same. Just that it's going to have only one layer instead of two layers. So, and to this one layer we will sew the plastic canvas and then we'll make the sides. I do this because inside we're going to make a lining and it will cover this canvas, so we'll be able to use less raffia. Although I have enough raffia, but if you don't want to make a lining, you can make a raffia clutch, same as cord clutch, so you just make two layers of bottom in raffia instead of the lining. So I'll start with the bottom, and I'm not going to speak about all the details because we have already made it, but when I work with raffia, I cast on 10 chains plus 1. That is half of what I cast on for the bigger shopper. And actually you can correct the size. You can make it wider. It's up to you because if you have enough material, enough raffia, it's up to you. The length of the bottom should be about 25 centimeters. So we'll start working with 0, which we don't count. Cast on 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 lifting chain 11. And then we insert the hook into the back half loops. Yeah, the first row we're working into back half loops, as we did at the beginning of this masterclass. Skip the first and insert the hook into the first back half loop. Here, make a nice loop and make a stitch. And so like this, we make a stitch into each one. So here we get 10 stitches. If you forgot the pattern, just come back in the video and watch the video for the cord bottom or the bottom of bigger. So now I will speak about the essentials. And the last one here, and the knot. Yeah, don't forget about the last one. Here you'll get the number of stitches that you cast on. I have 10. And so place your work so that the lower and upper braids are like this on the sides, and make stitches into one half loop on one side and one half loop on the other side. Here, here, and here. Then here. Again, this one. So we use the same pattern as we used for Raffia. And so like this we move. We have 2 more to go. Then at the end, you see these half loops are so close one to the other, so it might be a little bit difficult to find them. But as you have already made one bottom, now it won't be difficult for you to make the second. Here you will also get 10 number of stitches you cast on, lifting chain, and again work 2 parallel stitches all the time. And so like this, we need to make the length of the bottom 25 centimeters, approximately. If you have a lot of raffia, you can make it bigger if you like. So I do not tell you how many rows you have to make, I rather tell you how big it should be in centimeters. So you have to make it fit. That's most important. And so like this, row to row, work the parallel rows of stitches. Like this. So as you have made 25 centimeters, then we will make a wet heat for it, or make a trimming, and after this make a wet heat, and then we will add plastic canvas and add the size. Now my piece is ready. It starts twisting like this, but after we have made a wet heat for it, it will be okay, so don't worry about it now. So now I have 25 centimeters. The width is 6.5 centimeters, like I had in the previous one, by the way. Now, the last row, we also work with slip stitches. So we make a lifting chain and then make like this, slip stitches instead of single crochets, right? And make and so we'll start trimming, and after this make a wet heat. So now you can make the width and length as you like, as you need for your bag. And then I'll hide all the free ends. Here I had to add one more skein, so let's count the number of rows I get. I'll start counting here. I'll start trimming here, so I'll start counting here as well. So here's the first row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. A lifting chain here into the corner. The trimming is absolutely the same as trimming for a big bag. So we insert it into the stitch where the loop comes, here into this one, and make several stitches. So at the corners we make 2 or 3 stitches into one. Here we make 2 times, on all the other we make 3. On the first we make only 2. And so like this. We go on working in the round, making this trimming. Between each row you make a stitch, and between the rows. Here where you can find the openings where you can insert the hook. I have already shown you in every detail with another one. If you have some experience, you already understand how to make it right. But if you're a beginner, I recommend you to come back and watch the video again. Have a look where you insert the hook. between the rows and inside the row. Here I look at this slightly diagonal, so I make a stitch before it and after it. And so we make this trimming. I'll go till the corner, we'll go through the corner together, and then you can continue on your own. And so here we reach the corner. Here, make 3 stitches into the corner, then into these. Here I have such a small loop. I'll pierce several so that it's not tighten it. So I will pierce several and make 3 stitches into 1. 1, 2, 3. And then we go on working into each half loop, each horizontal one, and into one more, slightly lower, yeah, than this upper half loop. Then it will have less opening, it will be thicker. So here at the corner we make 3. Just so, and like this you go this way all the way till the point where you have started making the trimming, and then make a wet heat and sew our plastic canvas. The trimming is almost ready. So here we make the last. Here I have already finished it. Now I have to make the last full slip stitch. And likewise into the first horizontal stitch. Insert the hook, grab it, and return it back where it has started. This. And now we'll hide the free ends and then make wet heat. But pay attention that here it is important where you make it right side, where you make it the wrong side. So this is your right side. Here where you can see the braids, here you see the braids of the trimming, because if you sew it, it's easier for you to make it like this into the upper half loop and the back half loop, this one, you see? So now I need to hide all the 3 ends to the wrong side, then glue them, then make a wet heat. So the plastic canvas, I will make a piece of plastic canvas slightly smaller than this one, and then we will sew the plastic canvas and then go on working with the sides. Now I have hidden the free ends. This is going to be hidden under the lining anyway, so this is my right side. These are the braids up. Wet heat. If you have it wider or narrower, now you can check it, stretch it if need be. Here, for example, I see that it goes slightly narrower, so I can stretch it a little bit so that it is the same. Now, like wet heat allows you to correct the shape if you need. And now sew the plastic canvas. So I have prepared a piece of plastic canvas. As to the size, let's have a look. I have 27 to 7.5. Yeah, this way. And here in the center, it is important that your plastic canvas doesn't cover this part, which you will then use for sewing. So you need to make the size so that plastic canvas is slightly smaller than this piece. So I have 6 centimeters. The width of the piece is 7.5 centimeters. Likewise here. So I have 6 to 25 centimeters. 1.5 here. Here. Here we'll have almost 1 centimeter on one side and 1.5 in two sides. So, like this, we need just to sew this plastic canvas to the wrong side of this piece. Like this, to the wrong side, yeah? And the trimming is going to be made this way, from the wrong side. So now I take an ordinary thread and sewing needle and just sew it anyway. So you need to fix it so that it is like this. And so just fix it and sew it in any way you like, how you like it. So this is going to be hidden under the lining anyway. So you can sew it as you like. So just make it stay in place. Make sure that it won't move. Like this. So sew this plastic canvas. And I finished sewing this plastic canvas. And I prefer not to make the knots, I just make several stitches back and forth and back and forth. Cut it, and that's it. Now our bottom is ready. And we go to the base. So start making the sides of this clutch on the smaller side. Yeah, I prefer to make it on the smaller side. We're going to work in spiral, so it's easier to finish exactly here on a smaller side, one or the other. So choose now the place where you want to start. So you need to insert the hook. Have a look. We're going to work by piercing through these pieces in the middle and at the same time grabbing some back half loop. So this is the way how we are going to work the first row. According to the pattern, the first row, everything is the same to the previous one, a bigger one I mean. So here we don't have a lot of space though. So here we have two corners. Skip 3 stitches from the corner, which we are going to work in a single crochet, so we need to make 2 decreases. We'll start with a decrease here. So skip 3 stitches from the corner and start here. You can start anywhere. You just have to keep in mind that you'll have to make decreases. Okay, so here we have the corners. Here we have to skip 2 stitches. Then here we will have 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. We skip these 3 stitches and put a stitch into the third. 1, 2, 3 from this side as well. So now we have 4. I have 4 as I work as a decrease. So let's start with this one and make the first decrease. I'll leave these markers so that you can see. I insert the hook here, let's say, and we do not use the filler, right? So you insert the hook, make a loop, but don't make a stitch. You insert it into the next and into the back half loop as well, like this. Then take the marker off. We make 1, then 2, 3. That is single crochets, yeah, 3 single crochets. Then into the corner we make 2, 1, 2, like this, and then we have 3 single crochets. Likewise, pierce 1 and a back, upper and a back. 1, 2, 3. And then as a decrease, go on working till the next corner. 1 decrease, then again 1 more decrease. There we pierced the braids, and here we pierce only the upper half loop and the back half loop. But the pattern is the same. At the corner, repeat all the same. And then we'll meet here, finish this corner, and finish here at this spot where we have started. Here we will meet, make this side, likewise we did on the other side, and then we will start making the sides. The second decrease here, so we'll meet at the next corner. At the next corner here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left and then a corner. So I'll make 2 more together as a decrease, then I will make 3, and then I'll make these after the corner, because it's too early to make an increase, it seems to me. So I'll make 1 more decrease, because I have 4 stitches left, not 3. Then I make 3 ordinary single crochets without any decreases or increases, and then this one will be my corner, so there I will make 3 stitches into 1. Here I'll make an increase, 2 single crochets into 1. Then I'll make 3 single crochets, just 3 single crochets. pierce it through the middle. You see, I insert the hook into the upper half loop and into one back half loop. Like this. And then we have 2 decreases, and then again 1, 2, 3, and a corner. If you cast on the same number of stitches, that is as Mia, then you'll have the same number here. 1 decrease, second decrease. If you have a different number, then you just follow the rule, yeah, that you make decreases and then next to the corner try to make it more or less symmetrical. Now I have made 2 decreases. Now I will make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, then a corner. We make 2 single crochets into one into the corner. Try to make these loops slightly longer and leave the one on the hook shorter. Then 3 single crochets. And then again decreases till this point. So the last 3 I will make as single crochets. Go on working decreases like we did on the other side here till the corner. Partially we have already made it, yeah, and then when we reach this corner, here we will finish together. I'll show you how to finish this round. Now I have almost reached this corner, and so here I have I was making decreases till this point, till the corner. I have here where I have marked it as my corner stitch, where I will make an increase. I have 4 stitches left. I'll work them as single crochets. You can make only 1 decrease and then 2 single crochets, but I recommend you to make it a little bit more stitches, more single crochets, because on the corner it just looks better when you have more stitches on the corner, because it stretches better. It makes a nicer corner. Yeah, if it stretches, not so much. So I will make 4 single crochets here, 2, 3, 4. Then take the marker off here, 2, 1, 2. Then till the marker I have 3 single crochets, 1, 2. Take the marker off, 3. And now I have just one more decrease to make. These 2 stitches, make them into one. That will be 1, 2 together. That's it. We have finished this first preparative row for the sides. Let's count the number of stitches we have here. We have left after the decreases. I have first of all, I had the number of stitches before. This row was 123. So now we will count how many stitches we have. I have counted starting with this one, with the first horizontal stitch till this one, and I got 79 stitches. So I'll write it down. So also please write down the number of stitches you have now, so that when you start making the sides, you know where you have started this round. And according to the same principle as in the big shopper, we go on working up, making the sides. So I'll just remind you that we insert the hook into the first horizontal stitch, grab the working thread, and by piercing the previous, I'll show you this one, the one that consists of a decrease. One is straight, the other is in diagonal. We insert the hook here. You see, it is slightly hidden behind the one. So we insert it into the opening closer to our hook. This one. In here, make a nice long loop and make a stitch. Here, so that you don't have such a big hole as I have now, it would be better to tighten it better this way. And then we have a single crochet, so we insert the hook under both half loops like this and into the opening under it here. According to our pattern, make a stitch. Then again we make a single and under it. And one more single crochet and then under the stitch. Then we need to make an increase at the corner, so we'll be making 2 single crochets into this opening, into this one. Insert the hook into this braid, into the corner. Make a stitch into the next one and into the same opening. Make a stitch. I tried to make this slightly longer at the corner. And then we make 3 single crochets. Pay attention that we pierce it with a hook under the stitch here. These stitches are made exactly into the same place where we've made the preparative row actually. Insert the hook under the upper and then come back under the stitch here. So you see this way. But you leave these half loops, you leave these little half loops, they leave visible on this side, so we don't make a stitch into them. We make a stitch next to it. Come back into this opening here. And actually like this, we go on working in the round. Here I'm not going to stop. At each corner you make just the same way as we did at this corner. We go on working this round. Then we'll meet here and make one more round. I'll show you how to make corners in this pattern when you can already see this oblong stitches. And then you can go on working the height of the sides that you need. The first row is ready, that is the first round is ready. Here I have only one stitch to make. I want to work it together with you. So this last stitch is worked likewise and then pierce under the stitch here. And so we have finished this round. And so we go on working in spiral each next row, working our pattern. The second round starts likewise, insert the hook into the next, make a loop, and then come back. Here we can already work it as we usually work this pattern. We come back into the opening here, slightly to the right. Yeah, it is under the stitch and it is hidden into this diagonal stitch like this. Here you pierce it in the middle, grab the loop, and then work it two together. The next one, first into the upper braids, then through the stitch here, like this, and make a stitch, and so on. Upper, then this one, then this one, and next one. Return into the stitch under it, and actually like this, with this pattern we go on working upwards. You have to make, actually it doesn't matter how many rows you make, it matters more the centimeters you make. So in the previous bag I've made 20 rows and it was about 14.5 centimeters upwards. But in this bag it might be different. We'll have to try on this clutch into the bigger shopper. So you just have to make it tall enough so that the upper part of this inner clutch is visible. Yeah, so this upper part where we're going to insert magnetic button is going to be 6 centimeters. So if you put it inside a bigger one, it should be visible into the opening of the bag, but it shouldn't be too tall. So here you have to try it into the bag and see how long you need. You can make 15 centimeters and then you try it on and see whether you need to make it higher, and if yes, then how many centimeters you need to add to it to make it right for the bag. So we will make this piece and then I'll show you together with a bigger shopper so that we can continue. So now just go on working the sides, 15 centimeters approximately, and then we will decide whether we need some more or that will be enough. So just go on working. Likewise, if you don't remember the pattern, come back to the place where I have described it in a bigger shopper and just repeat all the same on a smaller scale. But I think that you have already learned this pattern because you have worked such a big bag. So go on working. Now I have made half of this work. I have already made 14 rows and I want to pay your attention to the bottom, and now it is slightly rounded this way. I'm sure that you'll have this problem as well, but not worry, it's not a problem. When you make the ready clutch, it's not going to be a problem. We'll make a wet heat. In the previous bag I've made 20 rows. Here I don't know, I will try to make 15 centimeters and then try it into the bag and see. I'll show you after I have made approximately 15 centimeters. At this stage looks like this. So have a look how I pierce the stitches, how I move the hook and make a loop. So like this looks the pattern. So go on working like this till you reach 15 centimeters. So now the base is ready and let's measure it. Here I have 21 row and it is 15 centimeters, actually till the bottom, yeah, 15 centimeters. The width here is, if you measure it like this, is 31 centimeter. And then I recommend you, before you start making the upper part for the bag locks, I recommend you to put it into the big one. So let's take a bigger shopper, put the smaller one into this one. So what we need here, we want this inner shopper, inner clutch, I mean, to be higher than this opening. Yeah, this height should be a little bit higher, but at this place, at this spot, it should be slightly lower than the height of the big shopper, like this. So then I will add 4 to 5 centimeters for the upper part of this bag, which is going to be visible here. So we don't want it to be this tall, you see. We need it to be lower. So I think that at this stage that will be okay. We will add 5 centimeters so that it is slightly higher than this one. Again, it is approximate and it is up to you how you want to make it, bigger or smaller. So now you put it into the bag, and at this point it should be slightly lower, like this. Without the upper parts, it should be 1.5 to 2 centimeters lower than this edge, right? So that when you add about 5 centimeters, it will be exactly what we need. Now here I have 79 stitches in the round, so we need to make marks. You can make a wet heat if you don't like the shape now. Maybe you want to correct it. I'll show you how I do this. I use a steam generator like this, so that you can adjust the shape if need be. Like this. Now this way. I'll slightly stretch where I see that I need it. And here as well. Then you can go through the bottom as well. If it's slightly rounded, now you can fix it. Just give it a shape that you want it to have, like this. So. And now let's add the marks. In the round I have 79 stitches. Also, let's say 80, yeah, to make it easier to calculate. Divided by 2 is 40. So we need to mark 40 and 39 to divide it into parts. I need 2 markers. Now it is important to put this marker so that they are in the middle of the sides. Yeah, you can follow it from the side, here, side of the bottom. I prefer to do this visually like this. First I fold this clutch, and I will put 1 marker here, and then 1 marker there, and then I'll count 40 stitches. Don't count the one with the marker, start with the next one and count 40 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39, 38, 39, 39. Yeah, it will be here. 40 will be here. Yeah, I'll choose the 40th one because it seems to me you can choose 39 or 40, because here I have different number on one side, 40 on the other, 39. Doesn't matter actually. 1 stitch here or there. Just visually make it in the middle. Now from these sides, from this one, we need to put 2 more markers. And so 1, 2, and put a marker into the second, and also put the marker into the second on this side. It's a place where we are not going to make the upper parts. This is going to be on the side for the clasps, for example, or any other accessories that you are going to use for this bag. Here, likewise, also mark 2 stitches on one side and 2 stitches to the other side. 1, 2 here as well. So from one marker to the other marker, we have 5 stitches. It's 5 to 7 centimeters on each side. And so it means that the pieces we are going to work up now are going to be from one marker to the other, and on the other side as well. So actually we're going to work them back and forth, that's why we made this marking. And so now we'll start making one side and then the other side. And so I'll return the hook into this loop. Here I also have one more stitch before the marker, by the way. Yeah, I have to work it here. So I kind of work into this braid, but I'm working the previous stitch, yeah? This loop is not going to be covered, so work this stitch according to the pattern. Then make a lifting chain, turn our work, and we start working back and forth. Here the pattern is going to be slightly different. So for the cord, this pattern was not so lacy. With raffia, it is going to be somewhat lacy, so you can see through it. So when I was making this final piece with the cord, I had to use plastic canvas. Here I will have to wrap the plastic canvas with raffia so that you won't be able to see these holes, to see through the piece. Now I will show you the best option for the raffia. So for now, don't pay attention to the holes because we are going to put some more raffia inside so that they are not visible. So now, this I will show you how to wrap it with raffia so that it is not seen through. Okay, now let's start with this side. Here we have a braid. The braids are looking outside to the right side, yeah. And on this side we have back half loops. We have also such diagonal stitches, and between them we have openings. In the clutch made of cord, I was just inserting the hook under these half loops. But in raffia, I recommend you to pierce it a little bit lower so that you don't get such big holes. I recommend you to insert the hook grabbing these half loops, these ones you see here. So you just insert it a little bit lower and you avoid openings. So here is the first stitch, here it is. Under it we find the opening that is under that middle half loop. On this side it looks like this. So we're piercing between this diagonal. You see, if you look at this diagonal ones, then you'll pierce between them. Grab the working thread, make a loop, don't make a stitch though. Insert the hook into the next one. The braid is here. We don't insert the hook under it, we insert it lower here, this way. And yeah, again, here we have 2 diagonal stitches. Grab the working thread, 3 loops on the hook, and we work them together. Then we insert the hook into the same one, pay attention, into the same one where we have just finished. We make the first stitch. So all the time we return one step back. So here, insert the hook into this one first, stop, go into the next one, make one more loop, and now work 3 together, 1, 2, 3, and you work them together. Again, into the one that we have just used, make a loop, and then into the next one, and make a stitch, work all these 3 together. Again, into this one, and into the one after it, and make all 3 together. So you see here we have such pattern, working it back and forth, making a stitch into stitch, but inserting the hook slightly lower here. We return into the one that we have just worked, like making a step back and then step forward. And so thus we're going to work till the end of this row. And then I'll show you how we stop, how we finish this row, and start the second row, working back and forth, and so on and so on. Like this, we will make these sides. So I'll just show you really slowly how I insert the hook so that you can visually see where you have to insert the hook. On this side, we have. So let's move on like this. I'm going to work until this marker. So now I have reached this marker. That's the end of this row. I stopped one stitch before the marker. We'll work it together. Insert the hook into the previous one as always. Here. And then under the next one. And make the last stitch. Here we have 3 loops on the hook, so we make the last single crochet. And now it's very important that at the end of each one you make one more single crochet just into the last one, so we kind of finish the pattern, close it. So into the same opening we have just made a stitch, make just one ordinary single crochet like this. So count the number of stitches you have here. You count the braids, yeah, on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I have 35 stitches. And so in each next row I will have 35 as well. So now we make lifting chain, turn our work. Here is how it looks on the right side. And here we have to work just into the braids. Yep. Just into the braids. Insert the hook into the first one. Pay attention. Insert the hook into the first braid. Grab the working thread. Stop. Go into the next one. And now work 3 together. And again we start with the one we have just used. Here. Make one loop. And in the next one, the second loop, and work 3 together. And so like this we go and work in this row. I'll show you a close-up. We insert the hook into the opening we have already made, the previous one, and then into the next one, and then work 3 together. So as I have said, you see we have quite huge openings, but don't worry about it. There is a way to cover the plastic canvas with raffia so that you won't be able to see the plastic canvas through the holes. So you see now, yeah, the holes, but don't worry about them, it's okay. And so like this, go on working till the end of this row. Pattern here is the same. Insert the hook into the last stitch you have just worked, make a loop, then insert the hook into the next and make 3 together. Try to keep the gauge same. You see, the gauge will influence this part, the size of it, so you want it to be the same. After you've made wet heat, you can slightly correct it, stretch it, but nevertheless try to keep the same gauge. Go on working till the end of the row like this. Then again we will start the third, and then you continue making as many rows as you need. Now I have almost finished the second row. I have one more stitch here, slightly tighten it. So I make a stitch, the last stitch of the pattern here. And don't forget that right at the end I have to make the last single crochet. So you will get the same number of stitches that you had at the beginning. I have 35, for example. Make a lifting chain and work back and forth like this till the last stitch here, and so on. So we need to make about 8 to 9 centimeters. Yeah, let's meet when you've made 8 centimeters. We'll see how it's going to look in this way, and then add or leave it as it is. Try it into the bigger bag to see whether this size is going to be okay. So go on working 8 centimeters, and then we will meet again. So I have already worked almost 8 centimeters, making last stitches. And don't forget about this one, just a single crochet right at the end. So like this, let's measure it. It is about 9 centimeters if you start measuring till this point, yeah? And also I'll fold it like this, like it's going to be double. Have a look whether it will be okay. So let's try it into the bigger bag. If I put it inside, fold it double, we're going to sew here, here. And so actually, let me see, about 3 centimeters. No, not 3, less than 3 centimeters, 1.5 will be visible. I want to make it slightly higher. Maybe I would add 2 more rows. Yeah, let's try it. I'll add 1 more centimeter. It's important that you need to finish here on this right. If you're looking at it like this, so then your loop is on the right here, so that you can then fold it and make a seam. Or if you're working like this, then you leave it on the left from the inside. So I'll make several more centimeters, but it is up to you. You can leave it like this, you can make it smaller or bigger. I think I'll make it 10 centimeters. So I will add several more centimeters, and then we will proceed to the plastic canvas. So I have added 2 more rows. So see, I have ended on the right if we're looking at it from the right side. Now I will make a wet heat for it. And I'll measure it again. 10.5 centimeters. Yes, I think that will be okay, so that when I fold it like this, I like the proportion now, because it will be like this. The base here is 15 centimeters and the upper part is 5 centimeters, so 20 by 30, that's a good proportion, yet what I mean. So let's make a wet heat. You can stretch it, you can correct the shape if you need to adjust something like this, you see. Even it out. And now if we fold it like this, I recommend you to fold it while the fabric is still wet, then it will keep the shape better, like this, as you're going to sew it. And so now we need to prepare plastic canvas, which we are going to insert inside. I have already prepared it. You need to prepare the piece that is slightly smaller. The width here is 3.5 to 24 centimeters. You put it inside so that when you fold this fabric, you have place on the edges to sew it, and so here it's overlapping and you also have place for sewing. Now, concerning these openings, if you are working in raffia, you can see that the pattern is lacy, so you can see through. That's why, if you want, you can take this plastic canvas and some bits of raffia. I have made wet heat for this raffia so that I can open it like this. And I'll have to glue it, yeah, hide the ends like this, and so just twist it around just any way. You can open it like this so that it covers a bigger surface like this, you see, this way, yeah. And you just cover it so that it's not white and you can't see it inside. I recommend you to glue the ends. Yeah, let's glue it at once while I have already wrapped it. So just add a little bit of glue here, like this. And so like this. Go on wrapping it like this. Hide it. And after you have wrapped it, you can put it inside. I have almost finished this end. I will glue as well, so I can cut it. Like this. This way. You just need to fix it in place. And when you have wrapped it and it is ready, now you can put it inside, but first I recommend you to start sewing it and then put it inside. Here we have such a loop where we have finished, so now we don't cut it, we'll use it for sewing. I don't insert that thing, I'll insert it after I have made several stitches already. Yeah, by the way, I recommend you to make an additional lifting chain. It will look nicer. So we need to fold it in half and we insert, here we make this loop slightly smaller, but not very short because we need to stretch it all the way here. Insert the hook above the first row here, into this opening. Insert it like this, grab it here, tighten it really well, and then into the next opening between the stitches, so you can easily see them. Here into the next one, into the next braid. On this side we have braids, as you see. Grab the working thread, make a loop, and pull it through the loop on the hook. Into the next one. Here into the next braid. Grab the working thread and pull it here into the next opening, here. And so like this, you need to make this row of slip stitches. And then when you already have a little bit sewn, you can now insert this piece inside and continue sewing with it inside. Likewise, go on sewing like this till the end of the row, and then I'll show you how we sew the ends. And then we will make the second piece absolutely the same. I have almost finished this, several more stitches to make. So now, when you have made the last stitch, at once you start making the side. Here you have to be really careful because this thing is going to be really visible, so on plain side, so to say. So you need to use really the outmost stitches at the very edge, half loops at the very edge, so that you make a nice neat seam here into these last stitches. Here it is very important how neat you make this seam. So find some nice place to insert the hook so that you make a nice seam here. So it's important that this seam is straight, yeah. So then here you have joined it, cut the loop slightly longer, and now you need to make a nice stitch to hide it. This to the right, yeah, so that it doesn't stand out. Yeah, like this. You'll hide it inside, it won't be visible. Here you can just hide it inside, add a bit of glue, and glue it as we do with all the free ends. So in general, looks okay. Here we have to do the same. Take a new raffia and sew the end carefully, starting here to the edge half loops as well. Make such a seam on this side. Here again, find some stitches, some half loops where it is visually okay to make a stitch. So just stop, have a look, make sure that it looks okay. Yeah, after you have made sure it's okay, you can cut it. And hide the end likewise. So you insert it somewhere here towards the right, so that it doesn't make any additional stitch there. Don't want it. Like this. Now the first piece is ready. I will hide all the free ends later. Let's measure it. It is 26 centimeters actually, to 5 centimeters height. It is quite thick and easy to use. The second one we make absolutely the same. I'll start together with you and then you can continue. As you remember, we started working this one on this side, so this one we will start on the other side, but it is also the right side if we're looking from the inside of the bag. This is our marker here. So we need to insert the hook into the stitch that is next to it, yeah, here. Insert, make a loop, grab the working thread, and then you come back, because here you have for the first row you have to work into the half loop that's under the opening. Here under it, make first, and into the next one, into the next braid, and under this half loop, not into the opening but under this half loop. If it's difficult to see here, you can have a look at the beginning or have a look at the video for the bigger bag. Yeah, this free end I'll hide later. This together. Then into the same, make a loop, and under it. Make a loop. Then again, and into the next one. Likewise as the first piece. So, like this. And so you continue working like this, back and forth, just like the previous piece, till you reach the same height. So you can come back and watch the video again. And after you have made both pieces, hide all the free ends, sew the magnetic buttons. Magnetic buttons I have shown you how to make when I was making clutch in cord, so you could just come back a little bit in the video. And then we will make a lining. I'll show you as an example on one bag, but it is the same actually, and that's it. Our bag is going to be ready. We'll have both sets ready. I'll show you them completely, and that's it. So I decided to show you one more thing, that when you are making the first, I'm already making the second side. So when you are close to the end of the second row, yeah, this was the first, and now on this side I'm making the second. I have reached the place where I have started, so here I have this free end. I just want to show you because there's nothing difficult, but just want to make it clear. So we work it this way, that is the last stitch. Then pay attention, here we have this braid, and under it we have the end. So this one will also work. It is also the stitch, so we insert it here into the stitch we have just worked, yeah? Then we insert it into the next one, and that is this one where you have that free end here, and make a stitch, and into the end we also make one more single crochet, as always, in the end. So don't forget about that single crochet at the end of the row. And so make a lifting chain and go on working back and forth as we did before. Go on working this way. That's it. And then you continue working the same as we did on the first piece. You can sew on the magnetic buttons, sew the logo if you need, as we did in the cord clutch. So I have already made both sides, sewn the magnetic buttons on here, have sewn them just like buttons. You can watch the cord bag to see how we sew the magnetic buttons on. I have hidden all the free ends, and I have sewn my logo as well on a metal tag like this. Looks nice, I think. So now we can start making the lining. Before we start making the lining, I would like to tell you that if you are going to attach a chain, I have such a chain, I'm going to attach it. You can first decide what I have such accessories, such pins to insert it. It's also I have tried, looks quite nice. You can use this option, or you can use the larger rings like this. I'll try them as well, so we'll see. But you have to decide which one you have to use. But first we will take our measurements for the lining, cut and sew the lining, sew it into the bag, and then I'll tell you what are the differences concerning the accessories. So for the lining here, it's really simple, just a rectangular lining, and you need to take your measurements and sew the lining. We're going to sew it. I'm not going to sew a sewing machine, but I will show you everything step by step so you can do it yourself. Now, how the lining is going to look. Our lining is going to be rectangular, right? Which will have the width, that is the width of the clutch. Then it is the height, which is here, and then the bottom. So first let's measure the width. For the width, we need to measure it on the inside. I'll start measuring here. Remember where you have started measuring, like I start here at this edge. And by piercing it well at the level here where you are going to sew the lining, right? So right here I'm measuring it. It's important that it is flat, so do not tighten it, but don't make it too loose as well. Try to take the measurement right. And so you go till the point where you have started. Here I have 62 centimeters. You see here 62. So the width is 62 divided by 2 plus 3 centimeters for seam allowances. So I have 62 divided by 2 plus 3, that is 31 plus 3, that is 34 centimeters. So this width of a fabric is 34 centimeters. Now the height. For this we need to measure starting at this level all the way down here, down the bottom, and then up from this edge to this edge. And so I write down the measurement that my height is 36 centimeters plus seam allowance is 3 centimeters, that is 39 centimeters. So here we have 39 centimeters. So I have two pieces, yeah, for both sides, front and back. I don't have a seam in between, although you can make it made of two pieces. And now the bottom here, it is the width of the bottom. When we will shape the bottom of the lining, I measure the bottom like this, the canvas. I have 7 centimeters approximately, and so I'll write it down that here I have a bottom of 7 centimeters. So just remember, this we'll need later. So now we need to cut a piece that is 34 by 39 centimeters. You may have your own numbers because you may have your own size of the bag. It may be different. You don't have to be the same as mine. So cut this piece of fabric. I'll show you how we make the seams step by step. So I have such a bright blue, that is the width and that is the length. And so first we need to make the seams here on top. I will fold. We need to place the fabric so that the right side is facing us. I take some sewing pins and I fold it like this from the right side to the wrong side, right? Fold it like this so that the seam is on the wrong side and pin it. I'm going to sew the sewing machine. I try to make a really simple lining because I'm not a seamstress. I just can make simplest seams. So like this on one side and likewise on the other side, from the right side to the wrong side, you fold it and make these two seams on top here and top there. Make two seams on the sides. This is the right side now facing us and we have folded it to the wrong side. And then we come back. So I have made these two seams on the top. Now I fold it right side to the right side so that wrong side is facing us and adjust it so that it's even. Now we need to make these two seams on the sides. First, pin them in place. On the other side, likewise. So I have made these two sides, have pinned these two side seams. Now I will make them, and then we will shape the bottom according to the width of the bottom, of the plastic bottom. So when we have made the side seams, we need to shape the bottom. And so we open it and put it like this to form a triangle, like this. Here it has even sides. You have to center this seam and the seam on the bottom. Yeah, the central, not a seam, but the center of the bottom. Yeah, so that you have the same sides. The width of the bottom is 7 centimeters, so we need to find the point where it is 7 centimeters here, so that if you have 3.5, yeah, till the seam and 3.5 after the seam, so draw a line or fix it with a sewing pin like this. One will do, like this, and then likewise on the other side. Check whether it is right. Like here, yeah. So now make these two seams and we'll sew it into the back. I have made this seam on one corner, on the other corner, so it will have rectangular shape like this from the inside, and we're going to sew it into the back. I want to pay attention that I have said it, but as to the pins and these clasps, you see I have already fixed one of the pin or this one. So if, for example, you want to use such a clasp, I recommend you to attach 2 rows from the upper top like this. You have to pierce it through all the side like this. And now I have just understood that if you want to use such a pin, then you will have to sew your lining slightly lower here. You see, because you have to attach the chain into this piece. You see here, you have to have it open like this, yeah, so that you have an access to it. Whereas when you are using this clasp, yeah, that's one option. So when I was measuring for the lining, I didn't take it into account. It's not critical. You can just shift it 1 centimeter. It will be okay. But bear it in mind that if you use such a ring, then you don't need to sew it lower. You can sew it because we fix it on the outer. So you sew the lining here, and then you can attach it anyway. I'm going to use the pins, so I'm not going to use such rings. And you can use any one that you like. Now, as to the pins, you have to open one end, pierce it through, and then I use a little bit of glue to fix this on the sides. I try to place them 2 rows lower, so I find 2 rows lower here and attach the second one. Just try it on, then make sure that it is okay. So I will, well, I'd better put it into place to have a look how it's going to be, make sure it's going to be okay. Like this, yeah, and if it is okay, if you are sure that it will stay put like this, yeah, actually it looks fine. So I will glue, I add a little bit of glue to the top, to the snail, yeah, and then screw the other part on, just a bit here. And the other side as well to secure it in place. Well, I have placed the accessories and now we can start sewing in the lining. I have already prepared some thread in matching color and we insert the lining into the bag. So that the seams are in the center of the side, so you center it. And I'll start sewing it from one of the sides. You can start anywhere actually. If you have rings, you can cover them. If you have such accessories as I have, you have to sew it slightly lower. Cut the excess threads like this. Make sure everything is nice. In this way. And then I take needle and thread, fix it first into the knitted base. Here, first attach it to the raffia, and then I will make several stitches by piercing it through, just like this. And then I return almost into the same opening, almost into the place of puncture here, and pierce it through slightly further on the inside, yeah, several millimeters, 5-7 millimeters to the left. And so now I'm going to use seamless seam, invisible seam, so to say. I pierce it right into the top of this fold, which we have when we made the upper seams, right into the top, pierce the fabric horizontally. So you pierce it here and pierce it out 5 millimeters further, like this. Try to make your seams 5 to 7 millimeters. Try to make them the same. Now here. this way. And that's it. Now, again, you see, you can't see it, absolutely can't see it on the right side. Then you pierce your raffia again, further. I'll sew the line slightly higher, like this. The most important thing is that you have enough fabric. Pierce it through the raffia. Again, return it almost to the same plate so that the seam on the right side is minimal. But you shift it as you pierce it through slightly to the left. Like this. Then again pierce it through horizontally through the fabric, and so you repeat. Like this. Go on sewing, stretch it a little bit. I'm sewing it slightly lower than I was going to due to the accessory I'm using, due to this pin. So, like this, make teeny tiny stitches on the right side, return it back, shift it as you pierce it out through the raffia, like this, and make a horizontal seam into the fabric so that you can't see it at all. And this way, go on working. One more seam here, and then you can continue working on your own. It's just all the same in the round. Continue like this, a seam right into the top. And pierce it through the raffia. You have already sewn the handles, so I think you already understand how to sew it. So go on working like this in the round, and then I'll show you the backs complete both sets. So I have finished here where I have started. I returned exactly to the same point, and here I have to make several stitches back and forth through the raffia just to get the thread fixed into the raffia. I don't make any knots or anything. You don't need to. Like this, fix it. And then you can cut it, it will stay put. I always end the seam like this, and it always stays put. This way. So that's it. You see, absolutely seamless. And even though I've made it a little bit lower, the lining lies okay. It has a nice shape, keeps the shape and reaches the bottom. So that's it. Now our clutch is ready. You can put it into the bigger bag or use it separately like such a stylish crossbody. Or you can use it as a set together with a bigger shopper. Let's attach the chain to get the finished look. So attach it here. It's such a satisfying moment when you have already finished it and it looks so complete. So that's it. Wonderful bag. As you know, I often leave some of the models for myself, for my own wardrobe, and I think that this one I'll leave for myself for sure because I don't want to give it away. So now let's have a look how it looks together as a combo with a bigger bag. And that is so now that is the finished look, and now we can put together and have a look at all the Mont Blanc bags together. The small clutch here width is 31 centimeter. The width here is 27 centimeters. The height here is 20 centimeters. This upper part is 5 centimeters and 15 centimeters. I think the proportion is really cool in this bag. Inside it has a lining and magnetic buttons to close it. Everything looks quite polished. I always think that each next model is the best one. So, and now when you put it into the bigger shopper, like this, so the idea of this model is to wear it as an inner clutch for a bigger shopper bag, like this way, when we can see it like such a stylish detail of a bigger shopper, and separately as a crossbody. And of course we can wear them as two separate bags or one combo. That is really handy, I think, to have both at hand, a bigger one and smaller one. I've been thinking about it for a very long time, and now I'm super happy that I have finally made it. So now I will show you one more option in cord, and the first one, the wine color, which I have made the first. So thank you for watching, and let's have a look at the different models. So here they are all together. Our masterclass is ready, and now we can contemplate all the three bags. It's difficult for me to show them because they are so big. I can hardly fit them into the camera, so I'm very satisfied how they turned out. Each one has its own character, is really functional, stylish, and very unusual. So thank you for watching, thank you for crocheting with me, and thank you for the attention for my masterclasses. See you. It was Oksana Rudko and my brand of knitted bags, La Accessory. Bye!